Hi everyone, thank you for being with us again. This video here is a beautiful gift. It's about the Bulls, the Bears, and the Cubs, the champions. And so we're just going to get into all of these sports teams here. And as you can see, we'll start with the NBA. And every single logo in the NBA comes from a template in the sky. So basketball itself is basically about the sun. The sun set. That's the color of the ball. But we'll get into that in a little bit. And here you can see the court and the referees, the coaches, everything symbolizes Cetus and Pisces. The referees, their whistles, the stripes are black and white for day and night. And here we are at the tip-off. Tip-off is always going to be Cetus, Pisces, and Orion. It's the symbolism of those constellations which are being used. And they're used in every movie, every story, music, you name it, everything in pop culture. And how the game of basketball is played, as you can see here, it's all about the sun shooting from the east and the ball going down in the west. So when it goes in the net, the ball is going under the horizon, and that's your 2 or 3 points. So you can see Orion is the superstar, and then, or he would be the man. To the ancients, he was known as the man or the hunter, but he's emulated by most stars today as the superstar of any movie. They're emulating Orion. Also Cetus and Pisces. And you would have to go back to some of our older work. I'm not going to get into some of the stuff that we've already covered. That's on up to you guys to do that work. But as we go along, everything from stealing to dribbling to rebounding, all of this is Cetus and Pisces. As you can see here, fouling, hacking, Cetus and Pisces, the arms being thrown out, hitting, as I showed you in the Bruce Lee video just recently I did as well. Now, free throws, all Cetus and Pisces. You can see the top of the key is the summer solstice. The bottom of the key is the winter solstice. The 3-point line is the arc of the ecliptic, and that's the 3-point line. Now you see Dirk here and shooting free throws. All of this is all terminology. All comes from the sky, y'all. And here again at the top of the key, that would be the summer solstice. Bottom of the key where you rebound, that would be winter solstice. Now, anytime you see anything about time, timeout, overtime, that is a reference to daylight savings time, be it spring or fall, daylight time saving. And what happens in the sky at that time is like a wink. You would have to go back to our previous work to see that information. But as you can see, the bulls, they represent the constellation Taurus. So everything about the bulls that's represented, that is Taurus. And so the Gemini, if you ever have a twin coupling, brothers, sisters, father, son, mother, daughter, that's Gemini. That's the coupling. So those are the Gemini twins. And it's used in every movie, every book, every script known to man. Here you see Jordan with magic, and he's with the sun. White means Venus or the moon, could be both. In the underworld is the red or the darker colors. White would be daylight. And then as you can see, Michael Jordan Duncan, so is Orion. So Orion is actually Duncan in the sky. And this is who all these dunk champions, slam dunk champions are emulating, is Orion. And he believes he can fly. Air Orion. Now, the Bulls won 6 championships. I faithfully watched every single game, did not miss one game ever. And I went down to Grant Park for each championship and cheered these guys on for their amazing talent and amazing team that they had. Even when Jordan left to go to the Wizards, I still watched all those games. I was really hoping that they would get a championship too. And here you see the Dream Team. Next, we're going to get into NFL. when you see the football, which is Cetus and Pisces, the laces of the ball being Pisces and the ball being Cetus. Okay, even the jerseys, all of it, Cetus and Pisces, y'all. The V in the neck, the short sleeves, anything short or bent down or hunched down, that's Cetus. So just remember those little lines there. And there you go again with the referee, his whistle, his collar, all of that, Cetus and Pisces. Touchdown, Pisces. The flag, Pisces. So it's all there right in front of us, always has been. Now we're going to get into the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears, the Monsters of the Midway, this is the best football team ever, that ever was. Even the rules back there were a lot less than what they are now. And they really, really dominated as far as defense. They would stop teams from even scoring. You know, they back to back. Like, I think right before the Super Bowl, they beat the St. Louis Rams with Eric Dickerson in them. I don't even think they scored. I think it was a shutout. So the Bears their defense was amazing, but Walter Payton, him and Jim McMahon, they made the team because Jim McMahon, he was a scrambler. Way before Ben Roethlisberger or any of them, Jim McMahon would take off with the ball. And you had to watch him because he had an arm too. And then here we go with Walter Payton, Sweetness. My 4th or 5th grade teacher, she used to call me by his nickname, Sweetness. And you see Mike Singletary, the king of defense. And whenever you think defense, you think of Mike Singletary. His eyes were so intense. But everybody on that team, from Mike Singletary to Mike Hampton, I think it's Hampton, Steve McMichael, you name it, all these guys, Refrigerator Perry, Otis, Wilbur, Marshall, all these guys were a tight-knit unit, and they were unstoppable. And in the Super Bowl, it wasn't even really a Super Bowl. I mean, they just ran over the New England Patriots. It wasn't even like a game, really. They just did what they wanted to, basically, all game long. Whether it was defense or offense, they scored constantly. And as you can see, they got the quarterback sacked again. And they giving each other high five. Refrigerator Perry, everybody loved that dude. Like, it was such a nostalgic time. Like, I was like 10 or 11. I was born in 74. So, you know, the Bears at that time, for my generation and on, like, they were the best, man. And you could see the Blues Brothers, and then we're going to get into the Super Bowl Shuffle. Even just doing this video brought me back just like I was a kid and remembering all this, even though the raps and all that is corny and all that. But back then, it was cool. And the team, they just seemed like, you know, our home. Like, they made Illinois, Chicago, everybody's home, and everybody represented the Bears. And they just were a fun, cool, tight-knit team. Everybody got behind them, and it was wonderful that they, you know, got that championship and that we were all able to celebrate with them. And here you see the rings and the trophies. All of this is Cetus and Pisces as well, y'all. So everything they give us in pop culture is templated from the sky. And it's a beautiful gift to see, you know, what the symbology really all is, and you know how they put it all together, because it's really masterful. The game of baseball, the game of basketball, the game of football, they're all masterpieces. The game of baseball is super, super cool because it's really about the moon. It's the moon game, really, because what's happening in the game of baseball we'll get into in a little bit, but just showing before we do, everything in baseball too, equipment, the clothes, everything that's used is Cetus and Pisces. The bat would be Pisces, swinging the bat, Cetus and Pisces. The umpire, Cetus, bent down, hunched down, short. Their mask, Cetus and Pisces all day, y'all. So everything you see in the game of baseball is Cetus and Pisces. And basically, baseball is the new moon going to full, waxing on to the full moon, and then waning back to new. And so I'll show you that here. And then you can also see the arc of the ecliptic is set up just like baseball is. The same setup from home plate to first to second to third to home. And so we're going to get in this, and I'll show you here the moon going from first base. And so it's going from first to second now. And now it's a half moon. And now it's going from second to third base. And you can see the moon is 100%. So it's a full moon in its phase, right? Now you can see it's going to go to 98% and it's going to go under the horizon. Once it goes under the horizon, it'll decrease in phase even more to 95%. And then from there, the moon will go from third to home. And that's the home run. And that's the game of baseball, y'all. And then it'll go back to first, and that's the new moon. So none of us knew any of this, you know. It's just taking the time to study and put my focus on something outside of the game gave me the gift to see how the game is actually played. And it's a co-creation with my queen, who recently transcended and ascended, and then with the creator in me. So, and you can see home run, Pisces would be the home, and Cetus would be the run. So, and then the Cubs, you know, I'm not a big, huge baseball fan, but I did watch this game with my pop-in-law, and it was just nice to see that they got another championship after 108 years, which is also Cetus and Pisces. So 1 and 8 is 9, and that is Cetus's head. It's always 3, 6, and 9 for Cetus's head. And so that's basically it. I wanted y'all to enjoy this gift and just know that we are the real champions. Even though we have sports, we have, you know, TV shows, all this kind of stuff. It's all templated after the sky, y'all. It's all scripted. And I just want you to just realize that you are a champion. You are a real champion. Just being you. You don't have to do anything else but just be you, the real you. And we got books and merch at our shop, starsnearme.com. Please check us out. And we have an email list. Please get on that or reach out with any questions in the comment stream. And thank you so much for your time and attention, y'all. Please stay lit and be well.